Willis Cooper was the writer for a old-time radio series called Quiet Please. And it was largely kind of quasi-horror stories, various types of stories, but a lot of them were kind of quasi-horror stories or outright horror stories. And one of the interesting things about that series is that two of the best episodes were the best episodes because they touched on things that are basic areas of wonder, basic areas where we don't have full understanding, basic areas where there's just big question marks. Okay, and those two episodes were The Thing on the Forble Board, often considered one of the greatest episodes in old-time radio history, and Let the Lilies Consider. Let the lilies consider, play on Jesus saying, consider the lilies in the New Testament. Okay, now, The Thing on the Forble Board was based on the idea that these people are roughnecks, okay, and they're sending these the oil riggers down, the old drillers or oil riggers down like a mile underground to pull up things that have been underground for a million years, millions of years, who knows how long those things have been underground. And every now and then, they'll see like little trilobites and things. Now, the point is made that these are roughnecks. They're not men who are deep thinkers. They're not philosophy professors or intellectuals, okay? They're ordinary type beer guzzling sorts. But the nature of the job is such that, as the main narrator says, you get to wondering. You get to wondering, am I pulling up something that was there when men had saber-toothed tiger for lunch, when they were beating each other to death with clubs, a million years ago or 2 million years ago. Okay, and what happens in the story is they pull up a creature, which is kind of one of the greatest monsters in old-time radio history. But the thing about this creature is it's kind of like what we think of as extraterrestrials. How could evolution have gone in another direction and produced something that was intelligent but not human? And the creature that is brought up is a kind of made out of some material that's similar to stone, evolved from some material similar to stone, and is a kind of combination of humanoid and spider characteristics. Okay, and one of the most powerful things is come to an alien world. She was down there a mile underground in some sort of place that might have, had some sort of like hollow part of the earth. Not that the earth is necessarily hollow, but you could have, something similar to a cave inside the earth, and some sort of species evolved there. And she came to an alien world. They brought her up to the earth. Okay. Now, Let the Lilies Consider is on a puzzle which we don't have, which we can't answer completely right now. Although most of us, I believe, agree that plants are not conscious. Plants have no emotions. Okay, I don't believe plants have emotions. I don't believe they can think. Or can they? Do we know for sure? Charles Darwin, that the root tips on plants might function like very, very primitive or very simple brains. Okay, and I know that a lot of people have this idea that maybe their plants respond to speech, so they talk to the plants. I think Prince Charles was the butt of some jokes for talking to the plants. But the thing about that is we don't really know, not with 100% certainty, whether plants might have some sort of rudimentary consciousness or not. And in both The Thing on the Forward and Let the Lilies Consider, Willis Cooper played with those uncertainties. And he also showed the kind of paradoxes in them. Because at one point, a character in Let the Lilies Consider says to another one, "You act like those flowers are alive." And see, that points out how easily we confuse being alive and being conscious. Flowers are alive. Plants are alive. But presumably they are alive without consciousness. And so there's an automatic kind of tendency to confuse those two things. And anyway, both The Thing on the Forward and Let the Lilies Consider are highly recommended episodes of the old-time radio series, Quiet Please. Hope you like hearing that. Bye.